Hey guys, sorry about that here. What's happening? This is the Rehab studio, and today we're doing gesso. In case you don't know, there's my palette there, and we're applying it to the 16 by 20 canvas. There's going to be tips and tricks on how to do this. Now, a lot of times people do it like this. They do these X's and they go along here and they keep going, and there's a lot of people will tell you to keep doing the X's, and by the time you get into it with these bigger canvases, what ends up happening is people are trying to do this, and they get into these bigger X's and these bigger X's, and they don't know what to do. Let me show you something. Okay, I'm gonna make this as clear as day. As long as the gesso gets there an even coat. Okay, watch. And I'm going to show you some things that you may need or may not need. Well, no, you're going to need. So watch. So look. Ready? I'm going to apply it up and down just like this. When it comes to your primer, to your gesso, this is just as easy as doing it this way. And then going back over it like this, lightly. As well as just doing a little X's. Now, a lot of times when you're doing this, you're going to find yourself into see, this works. No, that's not going to work. You're going to find yourself into a situation where you're going to get hair and tweezers. Always keep a pair of tweezers. That way, when you get a hair, you can just pop it off, throw it into the bin. You're good to go. Always remember where you put your tweezers. And listen to someone with experience when it comes to the sorrow and pain. Those tweezers will save your life. And they can be a pain in the butt. Why do I say this? Because I don't want to admit it. I have lost them so many times. I just put them down, or I put them over there, or I put them in my pocket. So I have made it in my head. Mark, when you are done, you will put this tool back in its place. It kind of reminds me of those carpenter belts or those painter belts. You know how they have a tool and they put it right back when they're done with it, so it's always handy to grab. So I said, so this is where I keep mine. I keep mine right here. So when I need it, I grab it, boom, pin it, and put it back. I've had some people ask me before, why do I have a mirror in my range of selections of things to paint with? I know this isn't about mirrors, but I wanted to answer it real quick. The reason why I keep the mirror there, in case you haven't seen, there, is because when you do portraits or when you do different things, sometimes you can hold it at a different angle and you can see what things would look like. For an example, if you put an apple on a table, which I'm going to be doing later, an apple, and you put the mirror beside it or the mirror behind it, it can give you a whole different, look at the Mississippi flag behind us. Hey, shout out Mississippi. It can give you a whole different way of painting, or give you a whole different way of dimensions and colors and shapes, and it's really unique to do that, and that's why I do it. Now, get that out of the bin. So, anyways, that's the tip and tricks that I have for gesso. Now, I want to show you something. I use a Galleria gesso, and I also use, hold on, a Walmart gesso. So, oops, let's see where we're at right here. So the first one I use is a Walmart Michaels kind of gesso. It's chalky, and then this one here I get from England. It comes in from England. It seems like the only place that carries it. And it is the Galleria Acrylic White Gesso Primer. This stuff is worth its weight in gold. It is worth its weight in gold. Believe me. What I do is I shake it up before I use it. And then obviously I put it in where I'm going to put it. And the same thing with this one. This cheaper one, you really want to give it a good shake. And the reason why I have the cheaper one is because sometimes I'll mix the black, Mars black into it, or ivory black, and I'll get a black gesso that way, or I mean a blue or whatever. But it just basically that's it with it. Comes that you can do any mixed color you want. Remember your color wheel, and remember if you want to find out, what the base is. Basically, you get the color, you mix it, and then you take your white and you put a little bit on it and mix it, and you'll see what shades of gray and stuff it brings it back to. So remember, when it comes to gesso, you must do it, and you must have the tools, the proper tools of doing it. And I almost forgot because I am Mark King and I don't know what I'm doing. This is a 1.5 inch brush I got from Clive 5 Art. You can get them in any Walmart. You can get them anywhere really. But I believe in supporting other artists and their adventures because they help people. Now I also have this, which is the Bob Ross one. This is the more expensive one, and believe me, I have used this many times. And when I usually use the Premier gesso, I'll use something like this. Just a second, I'm sorry. And there is another one somewhere right here, I believe. And then I'll use the round. It says half size round. I don't know. This is another Bob Ross right here, and it's this thing works wonders. When it comes to landscapes and bushes and trees and stuff, this thing comes in handy. But let me tell you something. This thing works very well with clouds, very well. And I've done a couple of paintings where I've done sea work with, and wouldn't want anything else besides that. Obviously put my brush back. There's all kind of things that you can use, and but the most important thing is that you apply at least 3 coats, regardless if it says pre-primed, pre-gesso. Use 3 coats. 1 coat, let it dry. Next way, put it on the other way, let it dry. Put it on again, let it dry. And then if you want to do wet on wet technique, which is a really good technique, if something that you want to learn, or something maybe you're already doing, the 4th one you could put in. They have these these little Tupperware, these little things like this that you get from a certain fast food joint. You could put gesso in and work on a smaller canvas with either smaller brushes and stuff. And another Bob Ross. Shout out for Bob Ross tonight. Hey. Friday the 13th, and it's a Bob Ross night, it looks like. So anyways, guys, I just want to say thanks for watching. I'm going to make it a short one. I can't remember. Somebody asked me the other day, okay, when you get done with the bottles, you see, I actually do use this stuff, like the flow improver. I go through a lot of flow and retarder. Save the bottles. Let me tell you why. Because you might want to take your French easel or your desktop easel, and you might want to put some gesso, or maybe you want to make black gesso or blue gesso, or I don't. It don't matter. A Camden red or whatever. Use the empty bottles, and you can mix it up with gesso, and obviously you can tell about the quality of what you want. You're going to have more gesso than the color or the pigment. And remember, if you use the cheaper brand stuff, you're going to have to use more of it because the pigment is less than your Galleria type, which is Hooker Green. This is the Winsor Newton Galleria. This is the Class A, so this would be for professional stuff. And then you have something like this, like the copper tone. Listen, I don't want to give it away, but I'm going to be doing something a bit later, and it has to do with a copper toning the back with a gesso, and then adding the copper with the gesso. And I don't want to give it away, guys, but it's going to be on a bigger canvas, and it's going to be awesome. And I hope you guys are there at this Rehab studio to see me mess up or maybe pull something out of a hat, out of an easel, whatever you want to call it. So we got that in. The gesso is a good thing, at least 3 times, 4 times for wet on wet. Always, 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 always have your paper towels handy. And that's my Nani Nunu. My first time sketching a person, and this is my painting that I'm going to be doing. You've seen it in a Rehab studio thing when there was a bunch of tape and stuff on here. This is actually what it came out to be. And if you want to look, there's some more artwork there for you, and a bunch more there on the ground. Okay, guys. Well, hello, Charlotte. God bless you. It's good to see you today. I hope everything went well for you today, and thank you for your support. All right, guys, I'm going to get gessoing and finish this canvas. I'm doing a 16 by 20 right now. Any guesses what I'm going to be putting on this canvas? Any guesses? Okay, don't forget, I forgot to almost tell you, when we get 200 likes, or 200 views, on the previous video, I'm going to be giving away a pack of tracing paper. Good quality tracing paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everybody's name, I'm going to copy it and put everybody's name in a random thing, and randomly somebody's going to win an awesome pack of tracing paper. I know it may seem a little, it's just tracing paper. It's good tracing paper, and you can always use it for other things as well in your craft world. And alright, guys, well, you are awesome. You are awesome, and I've already got gesso on my finger. This is going to be a rough night. Okay, signing off. Thank you, guys. I love you. God bless you. Remember, comment, share, like the video, tell your friends. Come see me over on the Battlefront on Facebook, Rev Milk on Twitter and Instagram, and always, always remember to have you a great towel because you're going to need it. And as always, my baby is sleeping over there. It's right there. Kobe Jack. Kobe Jack. Say hello. You're live on TV on the YouTube. Really, I don't know how he puts up with me. He loves me though, I guess. Well, sometimes I think he puts up with me more than anything because he knows he's going to get fed and he gets some good treats. Alright, I'm ashamed now. I should have ended a long time ago. Later, guys. God bless.